So in last class we discussed about distribution function, right? The definition of distribution function and how it is represented like f of x, and then properties of distribution function. Here is the first property, second property, third property, and third property proof and first property proof both are given here. And now first property proof. What is the first property? If capital F or capital F of x is the distribution function of random variable capital X, and if a is less than b, what are a and b? They are certain limits for x. So probability of a less than x less than or equal to b, here b is always greater than a, okay, which is equal to f of b minus f of a. Proof: the events a less than x less than or equal to b and x less than or equal to a. You understand? Here is one event where x lies in between a to b, including b, and x less than or equal to a. That means x takes values till a, from minus infinity to till a, or disjoint, and their union is the event x less than or equal to b. So its union is x less than or equal to b. Okay, x less than or equal to b means minus infinity to till b. Hence, by addition theorem of probability, probability of a less than x less than or equal to b plus probability of x less than or equal to a, which is equal to probability of x less than or equal to b. This is what addition theorem of probability, which is from first semester. In first semester elements of probability, under elements of probability, last unit you had this addition theorem on probability, right? So if you feel this is a, this is b, and this is intersection of these two, then probability of a union b, which is equal to probability of a plus probability of b minus probability of a intersection b. Correct? That is what addition theorem is. So here probability of a plus probability of b minus probability of a intersection b, which is equal to 0. This is what addition theorem statement. So two unit sets and their intersection value. And if you see here, probability of a less than x less than or equal to first term, from the, you see this first term is equal to what it will be. The first term is equal to third term minus the second term, like that. So probability of a less than x less than or equal to b is equal to probability of x less than or equal to b minus probability of x less than or equal to a, okay, which is equal to probability of b minus probability, f of b minus f of a. What is this? Probability of x less than or equal to b. Go to the definition. What is probability of x less than or equal to x? F of x, right? So instead small x here, you can see b. So right here, instead f of x, write f of b. Here a is there, so f of a. So f of b minus f of a. What is the value of probability of a less than x less than or equal to b? That is f of b minus f of a. That is distribution function of b minus distribution function of a. The value of probability of a less than x less than or equal to b. Now corollary means from this we can obtain this like related probability. So probability of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b. So how to write this? How to get the value of this? If you know this, we can find this. So which is this one is equal to probability of x equal to a. So x equal to a part is over. That is union to this part. So for this, if you add probability of a x is equal to a, that you can write it as probability of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b. X equal to a case we are adding here, okay. So x equal to a, here probability of x equal to a union a less than x less than or equal to b, that is this one, okay. So from this, probability of a plus probability of b, which is equal to probability for disjoint sets, probability of x equal to a plus probability of x a less than x less than equal to b, like this union. Only if this union is this. And if you see probability of x equal to a plus probability of what is a less than x less than or equal to b from the above step, f of b minus f of a, this value from this you will get it as f of b minus f of a. So probability of x equal to a plus probability of f of b minus f of a. This is not distribution function like f of a. If it is less than or equal to a, then only you can write it as f of a. Otherwise it is just x equal to a, okay. Similarly, we get probability of a less than x less than b. So you compare with this. If you see here equality is there, but here equality is not there. So what you need to do is, from this you need to subtract probability of x equal to b, so that you will get that inequality. See, probability of a less than or equal to x less than or equal to b minus probability of x equal to b means equality condition you are subtracting from this. You are writing this condition here, okay, and then from this you are subtracting probability of x equal to b, so that this value will be the terms of a less than x less than or equal to b, x equal to b. X equal to b will be there, but this value will get it from the first one, f of b minus f of a minus probability of x equal to b. Done. Now here probability of a less than or equal to x less than b. See here, you need what kind of case? X equal to a you don't want, okay, but x equal to b you need it, right? So probability of a less than x less than b we are writing plus x equal to a. So this is written as less than and equality condition in addition, okay, done. So probability of this value, probability of b minus probability of a minus probability of x equal to b. This is nothing but this one, right? So what is the value? Probability of b minus probability f of b minus f of a minus probability of x equal to b. That value we are substituting here instead the first term of right hand side one, and this one as it is we are writing. So what is the value of probability of a less than or equal to x less than b? That is f of b minus f of a minus probability of x equal to b plus probability of x equal to a. Done. This is what the probability is in relation with distribution functions, okay, and remark is given here that you just read it. And second one, if f is a distribution function of one-dimensional random variable x that is univariate, then that f of x lies in between 0 to 1. Even 0 1 includes f of x less than or equal to f of y if x less than y. If x less than y, a distribution function of this one less than distribution function of this. In other words, all distribution functions are monotonically non-decreasing and lie between 0 and 1. I already told you what is monotonically increasing or non-decreasing. If f is distribution function, that is what second properties. If f is distribution function of one-dimensional random variable x, then f of minus infinity is equal to limit x takes minus till minus infinity. Instead minus infinity we are writing x because x taking till minus infinity, no, which is equal to 0. So this can be written like this and this can be written like this, okay, and we need to show this value is equal to 0, this value is equal to 1. How? Now come to the proof. Here is the proof. Let us express the whole sample space capital S as a countable union of disjoint events as follows. So the total sample space we are defining here, we are assuming like this. First, union n takes values 1 to infinity minus n less than x less than or equal to minus n plus 1. One event union, the other event is union n takes value 0 to infinity, here 1 to infinity, here 0 to infinity, n less than x less than or equal to n plus 1. This one looks like a less than x less than or equal to b, correct? Same way. Yeah, this one also same. And probability of yes, now we are taking probability to this entire thing, left side as well as right side, both sides we are taking probability. So probability of s is equal to this union becomes summation and the probability of this thing, done, plus this union becomes plus and this union becomes summation and probability of this part. And next, probability of s is always equal to 1, total probability. It's a sample space, no? So all observations will be there, so probability of that sample space always equal to 1, which is equal to limit a takes values to infinity summation n equal to 1 to a. See, instead infinity I'm writing some certain bound like a, and that a will take till infinity. So this 2 we can write like this, or this one we can write like this. Hope you got this point. N takes values 1 2 3 and so on infinity. In between some a point is there, like it's like a variable, so a, and that a takes value till infinity, so n equal to 1 2 and so on, a minus 1 a plus 1 a plus 2 and so on infinity, like that. So what is this probability of minus n less than x less than or equal to minus n plus 1? That is f of b, let it be b, f of b minus f of a, so like that it is, okay, plus this one limit, define here some finite bound, which is b takes value till infinity, summation n is equal to 0 to b, and this one also f of n plus 1 minus f of n, and limit a tends to infinity, f of 0 minus f of minus a. So this summation and this part is f of 0 minus f of minus a, plus limit b tends to infinity, and this part is f of b plus 1 minus f of 0. See, this summation is expanded. When we expand the summation, and we'll get f of 0 in between value zeros minus last one f of minus a, and this one same, this first all the values become zeros, and the last term we are writing, that is this finite term, okay. So if you write that finite term, then it will be b plus 1 minus f of 0, or I mean, if you expand it, you will get the value as f of b plus 1 minus f of 0. The entire this part becomes like this, and limit b tends to infinity, that will be there. And next, f of 0 minus f of minus infinity, instead a we are writing infinity, okay. So minus a, that's a minus infinity, plus f of infinity here, f of infinity plus 1 is infinity only, minus f of 0. So f of 0 get cancels, and 1 is equal to, here 1 is there, no, left hand side part, f of infinity minus f of minus infinity. Since minus infinity always less than plus infinity, so f of minus infinity less than or equal to f of infinity plus infinity. Also f of minus infinity greater than or equal to 0. That is important. It should be greater than or maybe 0, or it may be more than 0 but not negative. And f of infinity is less than or equal to 1. This is lower bound probability value, upper bound probability value. So f of minus infinity lies in between 0, 1. Even f of infinity lies in between 0, 1. From this star and this star, from these two, we get f of minus infinity is equal to 0 and f of plus infinity is equal to 1. That is proved. So that is the proof for this property. And next come to discrete random variable. A variable which can assume only countable number of real values, and for which the value which the variable takes depends on chance, is called discrete random variable. It will be confused thing. In other words, a real valued function defined on discrete sample space is called discrete random variable. Simple definition. Or you can also give your own definition, like a discrete random variable means the random variable which takes a range with equal gaps. That is also fine. Here that discrete random variable, discrete sample space means there you will see a number, countable numbers with equal difference. Next, examples of discrete random variables are marks obtained in a test, number of number of accidents per month, number of telephone calls per unit time, number of successes in trials, and so on. These are all comes under discrete. So when you talk about Bernoulli, binomial, Poisson, all the distributions, like example will come, okay, which those are all discrete random variables. Probability mass function. So I already told you, probability of discrete, the probability value of discrete random variable always called as probability mass function. Probability of continuous random variable is always probability density function. Like that, probability mass function. What is probability mass function? How we are going to define it and denote it. If x is a one-dimensional discrete random variable taking at most a countably infinite number of values, x1, x2, and so on infinity, then its probabilistic behavior at each real point is described by a function called probability mass function. That is a probability value, discrete density function. You can also call it as discrete density function or probability density, discrete density function or probability mass function, which is defined below. So if you see the definition here, the definition, what is the definition? If capital X is a discrete random variable with a distinct values x1, x2, and so on xn, then the function p of x, density function f of x, mass function p of x, defined as p of x or is equal to p suffix capital X of x, like distribution function. Same way you can also denote this p of x as p suffix capital X of x, which is equal to, here you are writing at the suffix capital X, you are writing, that's it, which is equal to p probability of x equal to xi, which is equal to pi, or 0. So it is pi, p1, p2 and so on, it will go like that. If x equal to xi, if capital X value is equal to xi value, then this value is equal to pi. 0 if x is not equal to xi, that is I equal to 1 to, here I takes values 1 to and so on. If x is not equal to that x1 x2 and so on, then it will be 0. Okay, it's called the probability mass function of a random variable. So this is the definition of probability mass function. P of x is called probability mass function. Done. Next we'll go with some remarks. The number p of xi, I takes values 1 to and so on infinity. P of x1, p of x2, p of x3 and so on must satisfy the following conditions. That means p of xi always greater than or equal to 0 for all I. That probability value always greater than, either it may be 0 or more than 0. And also the total of this probability functions is equal to 1. It should be equal to, total probability equal to 1. Already told you, total probability always equal to 1. The set of values which x takes is called spectrum of random variables. Whatever values taken by x are called spectrum of random variable. For discrete random variable, a knowledge of probability mass function enables us to compute probabilities of arbitrary events. In fact, if E is a set of real numbers, probability of x belongs to capital E is equal to summation x belongs to E intersection S. E is a set, no? S is a sample space. It's a big set, whole set, population set. It is a sample set. Their intersection, probability of x, where S is a sample space. That is what the thing. And illustrations. So how we are going to illustrate a discrete probability mass function and discrete random variable. Toss of a coin. S is equal to if you toss one coin, you will be having only two outputs, and those outputs are denoted with S, H or T. Let x be a random variable defined by x of h, which is equal to 1. We are assuming if it is head, that is my success, and I'll take the value as 1. If it is a failure, means tail, I'll take the value as 0. See, we cannot handle involve statistical methods or statistical procedure for nominal data. This is nominal data. I mean, this is letter just information. There is no numbers here. So what we are going to do is we are just converting it into nominal. We are giving some numbers to ht. Ht we cannot analyze it, so we need to convert it into numbers. So h is converted to 1, t is converted to 0. Like a male, female. Male, let it be 0, female be 1, or male is 1 or female is 0. So this is what nominal. There are 4 scales. It's already, you know it from the first semester. There are 4 scales. First of all, talk about data. Data is of 2 types, qualitative, quantitative. Quantitative means no problem, it's already in numerical form. And qualitative means like taste, color, like that and all, good, bad. These are all qualitative. It explains the quality, right? We cannot measure it. So what we do is we will be having 2 scales for quality, 2 scales for quantity. So what are the 2 scales for quality? Nominal, ordinal. Nominal, ordinal. Order wise we'll give numbers. We give names, like numbers as given as names to the events, like the output. Here output is ht, you know. H is given as 1, t is given as 0. This is nominal. What is ordinal? Like intelligence. How a student's intelligence is calculated? Rank wise. So depends on their marks, they'll be given order. Highest marks first ranks, next highest second rank. So it is in order. That is called ordinal scale. This is called nominal scale. And what are the rest scales? Interval scale, ratio scale. These 2 are used to represent quantitative data. Okay, I hope already you are aware of those scales. Next, if the coin is fair, the probability function, probability of h is equal to probability of tail is equal to 1 by 2. if the fair coin, okay, it's a good coin, then probability of success, probability of fail, both are equal to half. And we can speak of probability distribution of the random variable x as probability of x equal to 1 is equal to half, and probability of x equal to 0 half. Discrete distribution function, in this case there are a countable number of points x1, x2 and so on and infinity and number. If you see the graph here, x values here, f of x values here. Here y on y axis or vertical axis we are giving distribution function values. On x horizontal axis or x axis we are giving x values. X values means random variable values. So let us start with 1, 2, 3 and so on 7. So here from here to some value, f of x value, and next other value, like that it will be step by step. If you see, it looks like steps, right? And continuous function is not like that. You'll see the curves in continuous function, but here it is steps. Discrete distribution function, you'll see steps like this, but continuous you'll see curves. Okay, here if you see pi greater than or equal to 0, summation pi is equal to 1, such that f of x is equal to summation pi. For example, if xi is just to the integer, so we are assuming it as an integer. Integer means complete number 1, 2, 3 like that. Non-integer means 1.1, 2.1, 3.1 like that, decimal something like that, like p by q form, anything. Integer means a complete number, like 1 means 1, no point, no point zeros, no point ones like that and all. Okay, that is integer. And the probability of x equal to I is equal to pi, and which is I takes values 1, 2, 3. Then f of x is a step function having jump pi at I. So here f of x is step function. It is jumping from one value to the other value. Next, and being constant between each pair of integers. So from 1 to 2, see there is a step from 0 to step till here, and then there is a constant, and then at 2 there is a step again, and 2 to 3 there is a constant. Like it is like this, means it's a stable or constant. From 1 to 2, f of x value is same, it is not changing at all, but at every value of x it is having jumps, jump, jump, jump. Other than that it is constant, stable, stable, constant, like that. So you'll see a step function here. F of x is step function, x is a random variable. Next, theorems. We have some theorems here. If you see, theorem number 1, p of xi is equal to probability of xi is equal to probability of x equal to small xi. Sorry, what is this? J. Probability of xj is equal to probability of x equal to xj, which is equal to f of xj minus f of xj minus 1, where it's the first theorem or property you can call, where f is the distribution function of x. Proof for this, so always x1 less than, x2 less than, so on we have. Discrete values means it is like that only. Successive values you will see. First value always less than the second value, and second value less than the third value, and the differences will be the same, like equal difference. We have f of xj is equal to probability of x less than or equal to xj. That is what distribution function is, which is equal to summation I takes values 1 to till j. Okay, and probability of x equal to xi, which is equal to summation I takes values till j, probability of xi. This thing we can write like probability of xi. And f of xj minus 1 is equal to probability of x less than or equal to xj minus 1, like distribution function we are defining here in probability form, which is equal to same way summation I takes values 1 to j minus 1, probability of xi. And then what is f of xj from this? Probability of xj minus f of xj minus f of xj minus 1, which is equal to probability of xj. The difference is equal to probability of xj. See, here you have f of xj minus 1, here you have f of xj. So this value and minus this value, you will get p of xj. Correct? How we will get? Here till j minus 1, this one minus this, So from 1 to I takes values 1 to till j minus 1, both get cancelled, but here plus xj will be there, only one point will be there, other all rest will be cancelled, only one will be there, that is probability of xi, this value minus this value. Okay, so this value minus this value means definitely it will be a positive value, so positive value, and all other values will be get cancelled. Hope you understand this. Just expand this, substitute I equal to 1, probability of x1 plus probability of x2 plus probability of x3 and so on, probability of xj, and here probability of, here if you see I takes values 1, no, so probability of f of x, probability of here probability of x1, probability of x2 and so on, probability of j minus 1. So j till here till j minus 1, here till j minus 1, both get cancelled, and jth value will be there. No? That jth value we are writing here, probability of xj. So the difference is probability of xj. That's it. Thus, given the distribution function of discrete random variable, we can compute its probability mass function. So the successive like j minus 1 j. So f of 5 minus f of 4 will be probability of 5. So like that it is. It's a mass function, probability mass function. And example problem is given, that is the theorem. And now problem. A random variable x has the following probability functions, like x value is given, p of x value is given, x values probability values. Okay, and find k. They are asking us to find the constant k, evaluate probability of x less than 6. After finding the k value, they want what is the probability of x less than 6 value, probability of x greater than or equal to 6 value, and probability of 0 less than x less than 5 value. If x probability of x less than or equal to a greater than half, find the minimum value of a and determine the distribution function of x. So these are all things we are going to solve now, and we are going to derive now. So if you see here the solution, since total probability equal to 1, that means x takes value 0 to till 7. Here in the problem x takes taken value till 7, so that's why the probability total probability equal to 1. K plus 2k plus 2k plus 3k plus k square plus 2k square plus 7k square plus k is equal to 1. Correct? See, here probability value is given. Probability of x equal to 0, probability of x equal to 1, probability of x equal to 2, probability of x equal to 3, and all probability. Like here, expand this, and probability of 0 is first value, which is 0. Probability of 1 is k. Probability of 2 is 2k, 3k, k square, 2k square, 7k square, k is equal to 1. Total probability equal to 1. Now take common k and find k value. So here you will get 2k values. 1 by 10 is 1. K equal to minus 1 is the other one. Don't take negative value, take the positive value and go on. But since p of x cannot be negative, that's why we are taking k equal to minus 1 is rejected, and we go with k equal to 1 by 10. So second problem, that is the first problem, we found k. Second problem, probability of x less than 6 value we want. So if you see here, expand this. If you expand this, what you will get? Summation x takes value 0 to 7 x. Okay, this is equal to 1. So if we expand it, probability of 0 plus probability of 1 plus probability of 2 plus probability of 3 plus probability of 4 plus probability of 5 plus probability of 6 plus probability of 7 is equal to 1. Okay, now what's the problem? What is the second problem? They are asking us to find probability of x less than 6. What is the probability less than 6 means? From this point to till 5 only, 0 to 5. Okay, don't take 6 because x less than 6 means 6 is not included. The less than value, which is 5, till there. Here x equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Correct? So x less than 6 means still here is x less than 6, and x greater than or equal to 6 means 6 and 7 will come, not more than 7. Don't take more than 7 because in our problem they given till 7. That's all. Okay, so this is 6 x less than 6. So these probabilities we want to find and add them so that we will get the value. Or otherwise we have another option, like see 1 2 3 4 5 6. Is it better to find 6 probabilities or only 2 probabilities? 2 probabilities is easy to find, right? So don't find all this. You do one thing, you will get this, let it be x. Okay, find this, send them to right hand side so that you will get this probability. That means x less than 6 probability. So what I'm doing is 1 minus, I'm sending these two to right hand side, minus probability of 6 like this, minus probability of 7. Okay, so now 1 minus, what is probability of 6? Go to the problem, tell me the probability of 6. 2k square. Okay, fine. What is probability of 7? That is 7k square plus k. So minus of 7k square plus k becomes minus k, and 1 minus 2k square minus 7, 9k square, 9k square minus k. And tell me what k value we taken from the first problem, 1 by 10. So 1 minus 9 into 1 by 100 minus 1 by 10, correct? Because here square is there, 10 square is 100, which is equal to 1 minus minus. So here 9 by 100 minus 1 by 10. What is the LCM? LCM is 100, right? Okay, fine. Here the value is 9 only, but here the value will be 10. Got it? This 100 divided by 10 times, so 10 will come here. And now 1 minus the, what is this? You will get here minus 1 by 100, right? Minus 1 by 100. So minus plus 1 by 100. So 100 plus 1 divided by 100. That means 101 by 100. What is why it is 101 by 100? It should be lies in between 0 to 1. That probability value. We check it from starting. Here 2k square. Probability of x equal to k is 2k square. The other one is 7k square plus k. So that's why 2k square minus 7k square minus k. So minus 9k square minus k. K is 1 by 10. K square is 1 by 100. So 9 divided by 100 minus 1 by 100. 9 is 9. Minus 10 divided by 100. That is correct. Where I missed. It should not be 101 by 100. It should be less value than this 100. Maybe here minus should come. Okay, let it be. Minus of probability of 6 plus probability of 7 will do, which is equal to 1 minus. This is 9 by 100 plus 1 by 10. Minus 10 divided by 100. Not 10. 19 divided by 100. Got it. Okay, fine. So we taken here common. This probability we are taking here common, so that this one becomes plus, correct? And this part you leave, and from here probability 6 plus probability 7, and probability 6 is 9 by 100 plus 1 by 10, and its LCM is 19 by 100, correct? 1 minus 19 by 100, so 100 here, 100 minus 19, which is equal to 81 divided by 100, correct? This is our probability. So probability of x less than 6 is equal to 81 divided by 100. Now if you can find, you will get 0 point something, which is always less than 1. Okay, that is the probability value. Third problem. So probability of x greater than or equal to 6. So probability of x greater than or equal to 6, which is only this part. Take probability of 6, probability of 7. You will get it. Probability of 6 plus probability of 7. So 19 divided by 100. So here also the value, some value will get 0 point something, which is less than 1. Okay. Third problem is over. Next, what is we did only 2 problems, that is these 2, and now this we should do, that is probability of 0 less than x less than 5. So how can we do this? X should take values 1, 2, 3, 4, no 0, no 5, like that. Probability of x equal to 1, probability of x equal to 2, probability of x equal to 3, and probability of x equal to 4. Now if you get confused here with this here, no need to do this, leave this. Okay, x less than 6 means probability of x equal to 0 plus probability of x equal to 1 plus and so on plus probability of x equal to 5. Do all, no problem, you can do it. Okay, but 6 probability values you need to find. So this is simple way. Instead of finding all this, you can find this simply. That's why I gave you that method. So here the meaning of this one is x lies in between 0 to 5. It's a discrete distribution, so you should not take uncountable numbers between these two. You should take equal values, x equal to some particular value. We have only 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 as our numbers. Don't take in between values, like 0 to 5 means I'll take 0.1, I'll take 1.2, I'll take 2.5. Don't take like that, because it's a discrete distribution and you should take like this. Okay, and don't take 0, don't take 5, you can take 1, 2, 3, 4. I have took here. So now probability of x equal to 1, that is k plus 2k plus 2k plus 3k. Done. So find the sum. It's what, 8k na? It's 8k, which is equal to 8 into 1 by 10, which is 0 point something, like 0.8, which is less than 1. It should be always less than 1. Okay, done ma. Second problem is over. Now we will go with third problem. What is third problem? If x is less than or equal to a, which is greater than half, find the minimum the minimum value of a. So we are taking here some value. Okay, we don't know what the value, that is a constant, and if the probability is greater than half, then they want a minimum value of a. So if you see here the tabular format, probability of x less than or equal to a, no need of a table thing, this is for last problem. Probability of x less than or equal to a, which is greater than half, by trial we get a is equal to 4. That means you take this inequality, okay, and expand this probability of x less than or equal to a. And if you do like, we have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 values, right? You can check it by trial, success and trial, you need to try it. You need to substitute the values. If you take 0 here, definitely that probability value not greater than half. Take the other value, like if you take here 3, if you take here 3 and check the probability values, like x equal to 0, x equal to 1, x equal to 2, x equal to 3, addition, and check that final probability value whether it is greater than half or not. And again you substitute 4 here and substitute 5. So 3, 4, 5. 3 definitely less than half. 4 definitely less than, exactly greater than half. And 5 also greater than half. So you need to take the minimum value. Minimum value is 4. Even 5, 6, 7 also greater than half only. Okay, till those values. But you should take the minimum value. So that minimum value will be 4. Okay. Here you can see. At 0 it's just 0. At 1 it is, what is the value? 0.1, 0.1, which is less than half, correct? What is half means? 0.5. And 3 divided by 10, 0.3, correct? 0.3. This is 0.3. This is 0.5. This is 0.2. 0.8. It is 0.8. So 0.8 is which is greater than half, right? And this one also greater than half. This is greater than half. This is greater than half. Got it? So like that they just given a is equal to 4. Fourth one, the distribution function of f of x is given in the table. This is a distribution function. If you see here it is 0. And next for x it is 1 by 10. For 2 it is 3k and it is 3 by 10. Okay, we are writing here probability values. Here for the probability values. And it's cumulative values. Like the minimum value is always 0. The maximum value is always 1. So if you see here, it is 0. Next one you need to add with k and write here 0 plus k, just k. Next add this k with 2k and write here 3k. If you see here 3k, and add this 3k with 2k and you will get 5k, and add this 5k with 3k and you will get 8k. You understand? It's a cumulative total. For this I'll tell you an example. What is ogive? In the ogive or ogive you call, as you call, but it is ogive. In that example problems, you will see what is less than cumulative curve, what is greater than cumulative curve. Those two curves, if you understand, you will understand this. Here you write probability values. First one is 0, next k, next 2k, next 2k. So first 0 plus k, just k. Next k plus 2k, this k plus 2k, 3k. 3k plus 2k, 5k. 5k plus 3k, 8k. So like that you will get this. Cumulative values you are writing. If you see here, probability x less than or equal to x. X equal to 0. So x equal to 0 only. Here x equal to 1. X equal to 1 means those two values you should take. X equal to 0 value you should take. X equal to 1 value. Both you need to add and you write here. And if you write 2 here, x equal to 0 plus x equal to 1 plus x equal to 2. You need to add all 3. All 3 you need to add and write here. These 2 you need to add right here. Like that it will go. Okay. Cumulative frequency values. Not this values, probability values we need to add on. Keep on add. Which is cumulative total. We call it as cumulative total, cumulative distribution function, or simply distribution function. That is the solution for the first problem. That is enough for today. And in next class, I'll explain you the second example problem and third example problem. And then we'll go with fifth example problem and then continuous random variables. Okay. Today we discussed only about distribution random variables and properties of distribution function. So hope you'll understand all these things, and if you get any doubt, write it in a paper, and when I take doubt clearance classes, by the time you can ask. By the time I'll explain you all this. Okay, that's enough for today.